Hey YouTube, how's it going? Lawler here. We've got a crazy weekend of updates for you all. Also, happy 10-year anniversary to Rocket League. That is the 10-year anniversary today. A lot of people expecting the UE5 update. Probably not going to get that at the earliest until maybe Leon, potentially. Either way, we've got a lot to talk about in today's video. A lot of roster changes, a lot of things that we're going to quick recap, and some other ones that we're going to go more in detail about. But a lot of retirements, actually, and we'll explain why in a future video, why some of that may be the route to take. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you guys hit subscribe, turn notifications. We'll talk about it in a future video. But first things first, as always, if you guys don't know, check out the roster document. Easy in the description down below. It's a link to everything. This has officially been updated as of today. So if you guys want to know what's going on, links to stuff, time, dates, and everything that went down, we'll also update these with LCQ stuff when the time comes around. Hit up all the socials, helps me out greatly. Go support, hit subscribe. You guys know how it goes. First things first, we're going to talk with some and kind of do an all-encompassing. We've already talked about these last Thursday, but if you guys did not see, quick TLDR, we got a really quick announcement saying, hey, Nick is no longer the coach at GK. What the heck is going on? They said it was due to performance, which I think there's more behind the scenes that we don't know about, but they did bring in EXO. What does that mean for some of the teams that were competing in North America? They're going to have to figure it out. We do have a lot of teams like Team Evo, Strictly Business, etc. that are either, like Team Evo has committed that they are not playing in NA. They're going to be playing in EU. I've talked with Crispy and stuff like that as well about what the situation is potentially for GK. But if EXO's coaching, that leaves an open spot. So we'll have to kind of see if he's going to stick with Eris or if there's going to be some other formation of three. We'll have to wait and see. Some new ones, this has kind of been talked about, and we do get some further indication of why this one is probably more so fact rather than potential. But it says NIP will be competing with Redosin in the EU LCQ. Redosin going to be replacing Itachi, to which we did get shortly after NIP announcing that Itachi is going to be benched. They say it's never easy to make changes like this, especially when it involves someone who's put in the work, the hours, and the grind with us inside the dojo. Thankful for everything he brought to the team on the pitch. I'm proud to share his journey. New chapter. We'll share more when the time is right. Itachi does follow that up. Cool, guys. It's official and benched from the roster. Thankful for my teammates despite disappointing results, which is nothing but future. Aside, I think a lot of people are starting to guess what I want to do with my future for quite some time now. Talked about it a bit on stream with you all, and I'll announce everything in due time. Thank you for the support. If you guys do not know, Itachi and the NIP guys have not had the greatest results. I've told you guys this stat before. They are 2-9 against top 16 so far this year. Those 2 wins came in Open 1. So it has been essentially 5 months since they found a 1 against their direct competition of what is needed to go into majors as well as the world championship. So results have not quite been there. I don't know if it's Tachi's drive for the game, but he has talked about, and the stuff he's alluded to in this about being on stream, talks about wanting to do more of the content side of things. You guys gotta understand the French community goes hard. About 15k viewers while watching the majors this past weekend. Like the French community, he had the K Corp fan base and all that kind of stuff. Very, very supportive of him, and it seems like for a lot of players, the desire to spend all that time and effort going pro when they could just stream and hang out and earn a bag that way is very, very plausible for a lot of French players. And it seems to be something that he's been open to and something that he's tried to pursue as of late. And this is kind of doubling down on that. So they're going to be trying to make a change. Is Redosin going to be the answer? I don't necessarily know if that's the right answer. But based upon what options are there and familiarity, you know, it is what it is. I think for Itachi, he's been doing it a long time. A lot of people forget Itachi actually competed in season 3 of the RLCS, where they did qualify as a top 8 team. But because he was Moroccan, a region that was ineligible, and because of that, he actually had to go on hiatus until you finally got to see North Africa and the others, and him moving to France area allowed them to compete. So Itachi actually took a 5-season hiatus on the sidelines, not able to compete against the best of the best. Still came back and has had an incredible career since, multiple majors, all that kind of stuff. So Itachi's kind of known as the new gen 50-50 GOAT, and his challenge game is one of the best in the world. So pretty crazy for Itachi if he does take that next step into content. Wishing him nothing but the best. This is kind of old news for some of you, but we do have official confirmations. Shopify does announce that Parth is going to be off the roster. Parth will no longer be with Shopify Rebellion. The OG duo of two-piece Parth is no more. Obviously, a lot of iterations with this roster where they brought in Reddles for Justin and they did not find success. They actually found the most success when they played with their coach. Two Piece and Parth no longer. It is going to be Two Piece and Wahvey. They announced this the following day that Wahvey, after trials, there's a lot of rumors about it being between Evo and Wahvey. My bets are always on Wahvey. Again, young, collected kid, very, very personable. Deserves nothing but the world. Big fan of Wahvey, and excited to see him take that step in his career. Previously with Deleted, with Andy and Gyro, consistent top 8s, but can he do some more with some veteran talent? That is what we're looking to see. This is going to be one of the favorites for a lot of people going into the LCQ, and rightfully so. Results wise, it's been hit and miss. We'll have to see how Shopify can. Again, you got to understand Shopify's history has similar to Ghost Gaming, if you guys are some of the OGs, where they just keep falling short of world championships or majors. Ghost was that team that always was the 4 or 5 seed. They would get into playoffs, they'd fall short. Shopify has been kind of the same thing. They're the new gen Ghost, if you want to talk about results wise. Again, last year, world championship, tiebreaker versus OG, went to game 7 OT, and they lost. The difference between going to worlds and not. Can this team finally find a way? Because unfortunately for Shopify, like financial investment, what they're doing, sure, they've got crazy backing because of the Shopify partnership. You know, recently picking up the Moist organization and stuff as well. They got to find some wins, because at the end of the day, they're just lighting money on fire and they've got no marketing exposure to draw from it. So if they do not get LCQs, I have concerns not only for Shopify's involvement in Rocket League, but also the players. Like, I don't know what the deal is going to be. There is no thing saying like, hey, you guys still didn't make it. This is now our 5th year of not qualifying for stuff. We're over it. We're over it, because you've already seen them kind of consider that mentality. So a lot of pressure actually on the trio. The Two Piece, Wahvey, and Reddles going to be competing for Shopify. Pretty interesting stuff. We are starting to see the main account actually tweet out some official roster things. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it actually is. Having the main channel where a lot of people do get their news, they don't really tiptoe around. They only follow the main stuff. Actually tweeting that some of these things are happening is actually really, really good for us. It is very helpful for people being able to notice and recognize that things are going on. So hopefully more mainstream coverage from the main account. It's stuff that should have been happening a long time ago. Up next, we're going to be talking about some LCQ teams. You guys don't remember the team Synergy. They have brought in now Tecos instead of Rizex. I'm pretty sure was their third. But Synergy is now going to be competing for MENA LCQ. So we do already have some teams that think, you know what? There's no region restrictions. There's no limitations for us. Let's go. You know what? Let's go and try something else. We've got to double down on this as well. We'll be talking about the Alcadzia roster in a separate video about some really stupid stuff that you're seeing. But there is multiple teams that are recognizing that, you know what? Between mates, NIP, and stuff, we don't feel like we're going to find the success. We're going to go to MENA, and maybe we have a better chance there. So this is the first roster that's doing that. It is Tox, Raziers, and Toxic that are going to be doing the MENA route, all Europeans as well. So there's 2 major European teams that are looking to form and provide an opportunity in the LCQs. MENA LCQs are going to be pretty hectic. Still, favorites are going to be Team Rock / Dawn / Alcadzia. I'll talk about them in a future video, but there was some drama that definitely went down with that. Outside of all those types of things, we've got 2 major things left to talk about. Number 1, 2 teams leaving RLCS temporarily, most likely. Both the Chiefs and Power from OCE are taking a step away. This is due into the fact that their season is over. Wildcard and TSM have secured the spots for both EWC as well as the World Championship. There is no LCQ for the region. And because of that, what is the point of signing and continuing to pay our roster during the offseason when there's nothing in the offseason technically announced for them outside of the cash cups that happen monthly? So Chiefs, Power, cutting their losses. They're saying, hey, we're done. We'll reassess, come back potentially next year. So 2026, you're probably going to see these guys back. They usually have support for the guys. But outside of that, everybody has been released, and we've got 2 less teams. Makes sense based upon the circumstance. Difficulty, though, is that's 5 months of no pay. Nothing. So you would hope that those players are all competing in the cash cups that happen monthly. On the other side of that, other teams and other players coming to the reality of like, you know what? We're kind of out of options. And the biggest one, literally the face of APAC, in Realize, who has been around the scene for a very long time, has officially announced his retirement. This one is a little concerning because he was kind of the vocal leader. We did see him have some pretty massive moments. Him yelling when APAC got their first series win against G1 in the World Championship in Dusseldorf. Realize is such a good kid. He has been at many lands. He has supported, like, he kind of got his first debut in, I think it was Montreal and DreamHack in 2019, if I remember correctly. But just a genuinely good kid who wanted nothing more than to support his region and push it to new heights, which I think he's done an incredible job for. So Realize is going to be retiring. He's going to take that next step in his life, and rightfully so. I just think the opportunities are getting less and less. We'll talk about that in a future video as well. But on the other note too, Chicago, obviously longtime G2 player, came in originally with EG and Dignitas in the Rival Series long time ago. If you guys remember Chicago and Turtle playing before he got replaced. Then went to G2 for like a 5-year stint, 9 lives, so on and so forth. But he basically reflects on his whole career, talks about thank you to the fans, thank yous to his teammates that he spent a lot of time with, especially the G2 lads. But another large figure, another really big monumental figure for North America that's been around for a really long time, saying, hey, life goes on. It's time to go to the next step. So a lot of these players, I can tell you, have kind of had that mentality. Specifically Chicago, I know at the beginning of this year was kind of just like, hey, like, I'm ready to retire. I've been ready to kind of take that next step for a while and just trying to see how things are going to play out. But it is becoming official now. Whether he goes the content route, whether he goes kind of like what Gas has done, where they just play for fun and don't really put the hours in for scrims, we'll have to wait and see. But do not expect the pursuit for, you know, top tier competition, scrims on the regular, all that kind of stuff from Chicago or any of those. So a lot of retirements coming through. We're going to break down in a future video exactly why some of that is becoming more enticing based upon the ecosystem and the financials of certain things. But yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. It'll be interesting to see if they convert into the coaching route or what kind of next steps they really do pursue, because we have seen that a lot as well. A lot of players who are like, hey, I'm retiring, I'm done. And then they go, hey, friend, let me coach you. And then stuff happens. So we'll see what ends up being the next steps for a lot of players, but I will keep you guys up to date to the best of my ability. Make sure you guys check out that roster document down below. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys have any additional questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below. We've got some crazy announcements and some follow-ups about some other deep dive stuff on the business side of things coming up. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, here's the best place to do it. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.